Hi everybody, we're going to spend the next 15 minutes talking a little bit about Adwerx, so a few updates on that, and most importantly, the new information we have on the submit a listing form and how all of that ties in to the future of marketing for your clients and for yourself at CIR.
Perfect.
So Linz, why don't you start us off by just showing everybody where they're logging in to even see their Adwerx, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so on your virtual office here, the area where you're going to get all your Adwerx information is in the marketing section. So if I click on marketing, I'm going to get taken to the Adwerx portal here where you guys can see, and I have an opportunity to click on that. And on this button that says go to my Adwerx listing portal, you don't need to log in, you don't need anything else. As long as you're logged into your virtual office, it will automatically recognize you and you're good to go. And then if you click on that, you're going to get taken to your Adwerx dashboard.
It's very important to note that if you've done previous advertising with Adwerx before we went into our corporate partnership, that you are not logging into your old Adwerx account. You have to log in through the virtual office in order to access your automated one-week campaigns. They're very different systems. So if you think that you're not seeing something for the one-week automated and you're going to your old Adwerx account, make sure that you are coming specifically through the link on your virtual office.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what we have here is we pulled up Janine Ion's account as a little sample.
Thanks, Janine.
Thanks, Janine. She doesn't know, but thank you, Janine. She's sweet. She won't care. And we just wanted to let you know this is what you're going to see when you log in. There's going to be a little CIR logo at the top. Any ads for your listing, which is what we're going to be talking about today, are in there. Once you click, if you scroll all the way to the bottom,
or just click on My Campaigns.
Or click on My Campaigns, it'll show you what your listing ad looks like and anything that you want to manage for it. So when you get your email that lets you know that an ad has been created, you'll come into here. It's perfect as is. There's nothing you need to change if you don't want, but if you do want to make a few changes, lots of it is editable. You can click the Manage Campaign button, and it'll take you to a spot where you can change the banner on the top right that currently says just listed to, just sold. There's a few other options there. If you want to change your photo, you can. Right now, your ad automatically goes to your CIR Realty profile, the listing through CIR. So, but if you do want that to go to your own website and that specific listing, you can go in and edit the URL. So this can go anywhere that you would like it to go. So lots of different options. But again, if you don't want to touch it, you don't have to touch it. So Linz, why don't you give them a bit of an update on the form and the process of how this actually gets sent to Adwerx.
Sure. So on your virtual office, when you go to the Submit a Listing section and you click on Submit a Listing, you're going to get taken to the form that you use to enter all your listings. Now, everyone uses the same form, so it's not like whether you're using Adwerx or not. And we made a lot of changes to the form, so this is not just Adwerx specific. There's actually a lot of considerations that we did. So I'll just take you through the new pieces here because everything else is the same. So the realtor information is the same. The property information is virtually the same, except we do have this option for coming soon, MLS. And if you were to click on that, you can actually tell us the date it's going to go on MLS, or if it's a pending listing that you haven't, or an incomplete listing in Matrix, you can actually give us the MLS number because it will assign that. And if you click on active MLS or coming soon MLS, this next section appears that is Adwerx Automated Marketing Disclaimer. And this is where all of your, where we sort of give you all the information you need to know about charges and stuff that will show up on your account if you participate in the Adwerx. If you go non-MLS, not applicable because we only send MLS listings there. One more thing with Adwerx is the only persons whose ads we send, and we're working on this, we know it's a bit of a glitch, is listing Realtor 1. If you are co-listed with somebody, it's only listing Realtor 1 who's going to be able to display the ad right now. Adwerx is just not set up for 2 of them right now. We apologize to those people. So I'm just going to click on Active MLS here. Obviously, I put in the MLS number. And under Active MLS, we have some information about it. And let me just give you the quick overview of this. So what happens is your ad does not go active once you submit it on Matrix. Your ad goes active after we make it active in our system, and that way we have to make sure you have the correct paperwork. We have to make sure that the paperwork is in order so you're not advertising someone's listing without the proper information. So you have to complete this form, you have to upload your paperwork, our staff needs to look at it and say, yes, everything's in order, we submit it. If you're missing a couple, smaller forms or stuff that's, we know we have the listing contract, we will, or the exclusive seller representation agreement, we'll run that ad. We won't delay it unnecessarily if you're missing some smaller pieces, but we'll make sure that it gets going. But we do need to approve it in our system. So here's the way that works. So let's say you upload your ad, your listing at 9 o'clock in the morning. Our staff gets it. Usually same day we'll approve it. At 4:50 p.m., we send the ad to Adwerx once it's active in our system. If you submit your listing at 4 o'clock, we're not going to get that approved in our system until the next day. And then at 4:50 p.m., the feed then goes to Adwerx. The next morning, Adwerx approves the ad, which they do because you can manipulate the ad, and then within 24 hours of there, your ad will start running.
So just to use different words to say this,
yeah,
because that is a bit of a process. So the realtor has to fill in this form, and once they fill in this form, the ad doesn't get sent to Adwerx. Our staff has to look through the information and say all is good.
Yes.
And then at 4:50 p.m., any listings that have been approved that day,
that's right,
get sent to Adwerx. And then overnight, Adwerx takes our feed of any listings from that day, creates ads, and sends the ads that are ready to go to our realtors the next morning.
Yeah.
Once the realtors get those in their inbox the next morning, they have the opportunity to go in over the next couple of hours and make any changes that they need to make. And then within a 24 hours being the absolute longest, but it could be only a few hours, Adwerx will physically run that ad.
So if we were to say within 2 business days, your ad is up and running, that's probably a good metric to go by.
And one thing to mention too, so let's say that you missed the email, and so you've opted in, you want the ad to run, and let's say you missed the email in the morning, you were doing something, the ad starts running, you're like, I didn't get a chance to edit it. At any time throughout the campaign, you can go in and edit that ad. Yep. So you didn't miss the boat. If let's say you have the wrong profile photo on there, the profile photo is the photo that we have of you attached to your CIR account. But if you're like, I missed it, anytime, click on your Adwerx campaign. It's not like you're in big trouble forever. So
yeah,
easy peasy.
So relating back to the Adwerx section now, I just want to explain a few of these buttons here. First of all, a mandatory button you have to click off is you have to agree to the terms above with Adwerx here. So yes, I've read the above information. But now, we used to say that you would have to opt out once you got an email. That's no longer true. You can actually opt out directly here. And there's 2 forms of opt out or opt-in / opt-out. So number 1, it defaults to opt-in because we think it's a really good benefit for your clients. But you can also click opt-in but exclude seller's email. The seller's email that you submit later on will get sent to Adwerx. Now, we've had some people question, like, is that legal? Well, we have permission to market the property and keep them updated on the marketing, just like you use a seller's email in Matrix, in Showing Time, in Prospects for market reports, all those types of things. You do this already. You send the seller's email to Google, things like that. So yes, we're okay to do that. So, but if you don't want the seller to receive any reports on it, you can click opt-in, but exclude seller's email, in which case we won't send it, or you can opt out.
And one of the notes on the seller's email, Adwerx will never send your client any information. They don't go on any mailing lists. It's completely private. The only purpose of that seller's email is so that the seller, for the 1 week the ad is running, can receive the reports. And the reports are beautiful. It's like a photo of their home on CNN, a photo of their home on Global News. And it's like, yesterday your home received this many listings that your realtor provided you, and there's screenshots of their ads on different websites. And if you submit the seller's email address, it also makes it so the ad will follow the seller around on the internet. So the seller will see their ad when they're on Facebook and different things, which is great. But Adwerx will never use that address ever or release it to anybody outside of the automated listing you do it. So it's extremely private.
And we don't send any other information to Adwerx
about
except for seller's email. If you want to add more information, you can do it on the back end. You can add more sellers, things like that. For sign information, this is pretty standard stuff you guys have seen. Also for title information, very standard. But the seller's information piece is new, and it's independent from Adwerx. The reason we're requiring the seller's information is a couple different reasons. Reason number 1, is we've had realtors who didn't put their seller's information on the forms that they submit. We get to closing and the lawyers are calling us and saying, hey, we haven't heard anything, where's this seller? And we look at the paperwork and we have no information. So as part of the brokerage in an electronic format, we want access to the seller's information. We're also using it for FinTrack purposes as well.
Because the brokerage is responsible for that working.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
So us not being able to contact the client if something happens to you is not an option.
The reason this was, put in here was because we were updating the form anyways for Adwerx, so we decided to do it. But there's another benefit here. So we have sellers one. If it's a company, you just click that off, and now we have the signing authority. We have the name, and then the signing authority is the person information you put in. But in a normal situation, you wouldn't use this. So this is seller one. You can fill out the name, email, last name, all required. Now, I want to have this person's address added to my database for future automated marketing. If you want to know what this is, it says, unless it is to fulfill our legal obligations of brokerage, CIR Realty will never contact your clients without your permission. So i.e. you disappeared, we need to facilitate the closing, we'll contact your clients. But other than that, not without your permission. It says, by providing your client's address, you're giving yourself the option to easily participate in automated marketing efforts to your clients that you can opt in and out of. This contact information will be stored in a client database that you'll be able to access and download at any time as well. We're currently setting up that interface, but as of this moment, we are capturing that. So if you click yes on here, now you can either use the listing address, put in the seller's address if it's different, and you have the opportunity to sign your client up for Best My Nest immediately. We will charge your account a one-time $5 fee, but we want to make it super, super easy to touch base with your client. We're going to talk in a second here about future client marketing, but now we're going to add seller 2 if we want, if there was a seller 3, and the options are exactly the same. And then if you do have any other comments you need to put in about the listing, please, please use it. Our staff looks at this stuff thoroughly, and the comments are the best place to put any out of the norm information.
Yeah, and the thing about the automated marketing that I want to touch base on with you guys is this. Right now, there's so much that we have, but if you don't have a working database, it's really tough to use some of our resources. So the goal of this is that if we can capture your client information in an easy to export way, it means that when we do something like a Canada Day mail out or a Christmas gift, or you want to send tickets to your Stampede people to invite them, we can say to you, hey, would you like us to export the list of clients that you did business with in 2018 and send you that file? And then it's already going to be in a way that is ready for mail merges, so the client information is broken out, the birthday is there, the mailing address is there, without you having to do anything, because you're already inputting it here once. So why don't we put it in a way that's very easy for you to use? So if we say to you, would you like to participate in something, we have all of this client information on file, let's send it to you, let us know how you want it to use this or not. It exists already. So it's not meant because we want that information for ourselves. It's meant to save you a few steps of having to send us this information and organize it already.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So at least now, if you give us the client information, you have the option of participating. And some of the things that we want to do in the future, first of all, you're going to find the trade record sheet in the coming weeks is going to have a dramatic facelift as well. And for that, we're actually collecting clients' birthdays as well. And that is on the FinTrack form. The reason we're doing that is that helps us. Right now, we're tracking business relationships manually. This will help us attract them automatically. So you have that already, but then it allows us to do a couple things. Number one, if you want to opt in to the service, you don't have to, but we can notify you when your client's birthday is. We can notify you when the close date is, or the anniversary of the close date. All these types of things. And
so little email notifications, just be like, hi, Mary has a birthday tomorrow if you want to call her.
And that'll be ready next month. So you'll actually have the ability to do these types of things. And once we have the client's contact information, it gives us unlimited possibility if you choose to participate. We want to make it easy.
Totally.
You know, you said at one point, you said, you know, if you don't have in your database, you know, our people struggle to use their services because they don't have a database. I find that people struggle to make money in real estate because they don't have a database.
Absolutely.
And they're not keeping in touch with it. So we really want to help. And we've also started to facilitate a process of helping people pull their database together. That's another future topic that we'll let you guys know. But we're really committed to this. And we're going to make sure that when we grab your client's information, we want to make it super easy for you to keep in touch. And the cool part of this is, just like we've talked about our vision of, we want to expose your excellence, we want to showcase your excellence, not ours. When we're going to send out emails to your clients about the transaction and things like that in the future, they're going to come from you. Those mailouts that go out, they come from you. It's your information on there. It's you that we're trying to put up on that pedestal and promote to the marketplace.
Yeah.
It's not us, it's you. So we want to make sure that you look like the rock star in front of your clients. And we just want to make it super easy for you to do that and add value to your clients.
And a note on that, if you ever decide to leave CIR, if you get out of the real estate business, this isn't something that we keep, that we care about, or that we will ever look at, ever. Eventually, there's going to be a little link on your virtual office that says My Client List. So all of this information will automatically export to that little client list. So you'll click it, and then you'll just see this beautiful little spreadsheet of everything automatically. So we won't have to send you anything, which is going to be great. But yeah, this is our end game is not to do anything with this ever. It's just to organize it in a way that if something comes up that we can help you with, you have that information and you can give us permission to say, yes, go into my client list and please send this, this, and this to these people without you having to go through a ton of stuff and then go through the process of emailing us back and forth. And that's it. So I'm really, really excited about the possibilities of making this easy for people because we have some cool stuff down the pipeline. So if you're interested in that, please do fill this in. You will be disappointed within the next year if you don't, because like I said, in about 12 months, the amount of things we're going to have to help market for you.
So easy.
You're going to see some of these emails come out, and you're going to be sad if you haven't been using this or unless you have a great database yourself. But either way, make sure you have one or the other because you're really going to want to participate in some of the stuff that we have coming down.
Yeah. Our goal is to make it super easy for you guys to add tons of value to your client and then ultimately improve your life by helping you do more business, have more time, all these things in a healthy combination of both. And
exactly.
For us,
and Adwerx is part of that, right? Like, who needs to go on time making all of these ads and target demographics and radiuses and who lives here and right? I mean, no, like meet people, prospect, right? Like build relationships, this type of stuff. Someone else can do this. This isn't where your skill set needs to lie. Like, let's take this off of your plate so that you can spend more time with your family, meet more people, build a business. That is the end game of all of this.
Perfect. So thank you guys so much. Look for some upcoming changes to the trade record sheet that align with this.
Yep.
And we'll go from there.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.